Okay, so I brought this to the last two layers also. I've got these two over here. Let's identify what these last two layers are. It's going to be this, and it's going to be this. So they're going to be kind of feeding off of each other. That's what we're going to be dealing with. So the way that we do this is I'm going to be focusing on kind of one layer first and use the pieces from the one layer to put in the other. And the way that I do that to start off with is I go ahead and put the edges in first. So if I were to pick the yellow layer, then I'd take everything here and put it where it's supposed to be. So I see yellow and blue, going to move it here, simply move it in, turn, 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 turn. So what I'm doing is I'm just focusing on one. So this is in, but it's not in the right place. So I'm just going to take this, move this guy to the right place over here. So this comes in like so. Now you may wonder why I don't do the corners yet, and I actually do have a reason for that. So this is in, this is in, this is not right, but that's okay. I'm about to move this one in the right place. This will come up to here, move it up from the middle, swing it to the right, up from the right, swing it back to the middle, down from middle, swing it to the right, down from the right. Okay, so this is in, this is in, this is in. I just have one more to do, which is this guy. Turn, 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 turn. Okay, so notice these are all in and they're all correctly placed. I then look at this and I'm going to put these edges in. So well, before I do that, let's go ahead and just do that with that concept. What's going to be my dominant layer, so to speak? And I have to coordinate it to where I can easily see how I can bring one to the other. These two are adjacent layers, this one and this one. You can sort of see where the planes cross from here and here. So let me find a way to kind of make them make sense. So if I hold it here, this layer and this layer intersect at this point, and that's where I want things to come in with each other, so to speak. So I'm going to just start putting things in this layer. I'm going to put these edges in. So I'm looking for the white with the orange and red. And my hope is I can maybe find it in this layer somewhere. And here's a white with red and orange. So all I'm going to do is move this up and simply move it in. And it shouldn't affect anything else. So down from here to the middle, move it across here to the left, down from here, turn it back, up, turn it in, up, and turn it back. So now this is in, and I should not have affected any of these because I'm really just whipping it around from this area here. Okay, what about this? Okay, I could move this into position here and say, where is the orange? Well, here's the orange, and this is a white and yellow. Is that what I'm looking for? It is what I'm looking for. So I know that this goes in here. So I'm going to move this into here, and same kind of thing. So it's the easiest thing in the world right now to move this down, turn it here, down from the left, turn it up. Once you have your perspective, this part goes pretty quickly. This is not the hard part, and this is in. Move this back here, and then this is my layer that I'm using to juxtapose to here. So this is in, and what about this? I need to put the red one. Well, this red one with the yellow and orange, this goes into this position here too. Yep. So it should be becoming more and more apparent why I'm doing it this way. I can maintain my perspective and it becomes easier to follow. This comes up like so. Now this is the big move here. This is the part of the solve of this puzzle that becomes, you know, the key moment of solving, so to speak. And I'm not intersecting these layers at all, so we're okay. So this is in. Let's move this into position. Remember, I'm just finding the way that's easier to juxtapose these two layers. Okay, I need the yellow. Find the right yellow. So this is a yellow surrounded by what? Red and orange. Here's a yellow surrounded by an orange and red. So hopefully this is the right one. Turn it in. off to the side, turn it down, back up from here, here, and back up from here. Okay, and now we move all this back in. So now this is in, and you can see all these guys here, these small ones should be in if I put the right one in, and I did. Okay, so now that I've done that, what about these guys? Well, the way that I do that here on a supercube, a five-layer supercube, is I now go to this area here and I put these corners in the way that I would do it with any corner from a 3x3 using a Sunni technique. So I find the one that's correct. Now, in this case, actually this was the one that we put in. I was going to say, boy, we got lucky. So here I'm going to find the one that's correct. And it's either going to be one that's correct, all of them are correct, or none of them are correct. This is the one that's correct. So what I'm going to do is just like I did with the Sunni over here, is I'm going to put these edge centers in the same way. So I'm going to go R, well, doesn't matter if I move this or not, R, U, R, I, U, R, to U, R, I. So this stays the same. These are orienting around. R, U, R, I, U, R, to U, R, I, and you can see these are all in. So I'm going to do the same thing here. These are all in. What about this layer? Well, this is in. This isn't, this isn't, this isn't, and this is. So this is the only one that's doing that. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let's go ahead and move this over here. So I'm going to move this over here. This is the piece that's moving. So it's true that this is in front of me, and these should all permeate around without affecting anything else. Well, let's see if it works. R, U, R, I, U, R, to U, R, I. You can see this is in, all of these are in, so we got it. I'm going to hold this over here so you can see this is good, this is good, this is good, and this is good, as are this, this, and this. Okay, so now that all these are in, to put the corners in, what this algorithm does is it moves this to here, and this to here. Or, alternatively, this can go here, this can go here, and this can go here. That's ultimately what the sliding U technique does. So, when looking at this, to coordinate that, on the top layer that I do that, only this piece is affected. On the bottom layer, these two will be affected. This is already in where it needs to be, so I want to put another one next to it. So if I move this over here, this guy wants to come over to here. This yellow with the blue and red, this wants to come over to here. So what I'm going to do in one fell swoop is put this in, move this to here, and this will come over to here so it's next to this. And what that algorithm here is going to be is I'm going to move it up with the R, UI, LI, U, RI, UI, L, and this moves back over here. So you can see this is all in. So if I move this down, this won't be touched, and now these two will be ready for action. So I've got this over here. Now let's say I want to put the right one into here. So I'm just going to coordinate it like this. This is going to be the, I guess, red and green or something. That's this one over here. This will come here, this will come here, and this will come here. So same algorithm. Again, I'm assuming knowledge on how to solve a 5x5 supercube. Okay. So now you can see these two are in. So now I've got these up here that need to be flip-flopped. Well, this will come to, I want to get this guy where? I want to get this guy to here. So to coordinate that, well, here's a yellow and green. This yellow and green wants to come here. So I can do the algorithm where this will come here, this will come here, and this will come here. So instead I'm going to start with an L, Li, U, R, UI, L, U, RI. And then this moves back. So you can see this is in. Now that I have everything but one, I now turn this upside down, and then it's just a matter of three cycling these guys. There's no parity in this, so it's just going to take one more turn of the algorithm to do that. And there it is. This is in and this is in. Now, that was straightforward. There's no reason why this shouldn't be equally straightforward. I just have to find out how I'm going to do my movements and what's going to move what. So I see this red and yellow, red and white rather. So where is this going to want to go? This is going to want to go where? This is going to want to go here. So if I move this here, I can sort of calculate what's going to go on. This will come here, which is fine. This will come here, which won't do anything, and then this will come here. If what I'm thinking is correct. I'm not sure, so I'm going to take this, move it here. Okay, so as we're going to do this algorithm, we have to bear in mind that one center, I think it was these two, when I put one piece up here, one center swung around while the other one didn't. So what I'm going to do is bring this to here, and this to here. So I've got red and white go over here, and I've got this lined up. So let's see if this actually works. Let's see if we can do it. So we have R. Now our UI will have to be here. Not here, but here. R, UI, LI, U, RI, UI, L. And this comes back here. So we can see this is in, and it did cycle these around. So we know that this actually works. So what my goals are is to put two that are next to each other. So let's see what I've got. I can move this independently and this independently. So can't we find the white and the yellow if it exists in this layer here? And it does. So I'm going to wheel this around to here. So now this will come to here, this will come here, and this will come here. So same thing. Move it up with a R, and then this is going to move over to here. Bring my LI over here. Then my U is going to come down to here, swing it here, and here. So I can't call the algorithm exactly the same because you see, instead of doing a UI to bring it here, you saw me actually do a U to bring it over to here. But in any case, what I have is I've got these in. Actually, what I have here is these are in, these are correct, and I just have this. So these are in, these are in, these are in, and these are not. So what I have left is I just have these two and these two. So I've got two that are left over here. Now what about over here? I don't really have anything in that I want here as of yet. So I've got to start working on this side if I'm going to make something work. So this blue and orange, why don't we put this down to here? Because that's where it belongs. So I'm going to refine my algorithm a little bit. I'm going to do the best that I can to describe it. Because what I'm really doing is I'm just translating from here to here. I'm kind of gone beyond algorithms. But I want to move this down to here somehow. Or alternatively, this can come to here. So if I move this, well, let's see. I'll have to do it twice. This to here, and this to here. So I'll have to do that algorithm twice if it's going to work. So let's try it. It's going to be R, then over here it's actually going to be U, LI, UI, RI, U, LI. And this will move back up over to here. So what I'm going to want to do now, well, actually we're good. So this works well over here. All these are still in, so that principle still works. So this is good, and this is good. So what we have is we have two next to each other that are fine, just like I had these two, which were fine. And on the top side here, I've got two next to each other that are fine as well. So what I am left with is if I put this one out of the way, just like I put these out of the way. So try to follow me here, but these two here have to be out of the action, so they're going to be put on the back, just like I put, say, these two in the back when they're out of action, when these are in. All of these are in here. This is good, and this is good, and this is not, so these are here. So these guys are going to be doing all the action here. So what exactly needs to happen? Well, this yellow and red needs to come over to here. So this to here, and this to here. But let's see if there's even more that I could do. I see an orange and green. This orange and green can come over here. What's going to happen is that if this green and orange end up here, everything is going to be in except for one, and that's fine. That's really what I wanted, at least one to have everything in but one. So let's see what happens. So same algorithm, move it up with the R. I'm going to do a U over here, move it up on the L, swing the U back, bring it down, swing the U here, bring it down over here as well, and swing this back. And as predicted, everything should be in on this side, as you can see, except for this. Now, when that happens, this is the one that is, this side has become the kind of independent side. So I've got two on this center side that need to be put in, and just one over here. That's a 3 cycle. So now I'm going to turn this instead where this is the dependent side. So to juxtapose these guys, instead of having this in front of me, I'm going to have this in front of me. Now let me be very careful with what I'm doing. This will be in front of me here. So I'm going to take it all the way down to here so that this side can come up to here. Okay, so see what I did? I just basically switched sides. I did the equivalent of going from here to here. I just had to carefully watch what I was doing. But now let's see what has to happen. Everything is in except this. This yellow and red will come down to, well, this yellow and red has to come over to here. So if I do this algorithm twice, this orange and yellow will end up here, which is where it needs to be. This blue and yellow will end up here, and this will end up here. So I'm going to do that algorithm twice, and let's see where the sparks fly. So bring this up, across, up, back, down, across, and splat, and this comes back. So this is where the perspective bending really comes into play, and let's see what we've got. Now if the calculations are correct, one more turn of this algorithm will get all the centers in, and we'll be done. And that's what it's looking like, exactly what's going to happen. Orange and blue up to here, orange and yellow to here, and yellow and red to here. So once more, boy am I excited. This turns up here, here, across, down, across, and through. And lo and behold, we see that all we have to do is move this back in, move this back in, and we did it. All of the 5x5 centers of our real 5x5, the supercube portion, is done. So we have all of the circles in here, just like we had all of these in here as well. So now it becomes easier. It becomes easier simply because these are exactly homologous to these guys. And now that I have the center in, all I have to do is reduce these. And by reducing these, I'm not going to affect these, the inner parts, or so it seems. So let's start the process of reduction. It just so happens I've got this blue and yellow here, these two edges in. I've just got to put this in here. The way that this is going to work, now I can move this anywhere around. I'm not destroying it. As long as I'm not destroying these guys, I can just position them back in. This has now become simply a super 5x5. And these act as kind of the Pachman stickers. So this acts now fully as a center, and that center has sticker, so to speak, that has specificity. But I don't have to worry about that yet. Move this in like so. I'm going to do this exactly as I would any edge of a 5x5. So this will come down here. Ooh, splat. So this is in. Bump it out of the way. Move another one in. Bring this back. And now move this back up. And what you'll find is, having done that, I will not have changed any of the actual configurations of the center. My 3x3 centers are fine. These 5x5 centers are all fine as well. So I don't have to worry about that. But now I've got this edge reduced, so I'm just going to keep doing that. These two are already in. I'm not even going to bother putting these back in. That's going to be easy. This will come down to here. Bring this down, so this edge is reduced. Bump it out of the way. Substitute it with this, and bring this back up. And every time I do that, I put back in what I took out. Let's see what else we've got. So here's an orange and red. Well, I got this which can come down to here, so bring this down, turn. So right now, as you've probably figured out, I'm simply doing a 5x5 edge reduction. Nothing more complicated than that. Red and green, but you stuck in with me this long, might as well stick in through the rest. This one here too, turn like so, turn, 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 and up. Okay, now I just have to find the correct center here, and that's going to be white and orange. Must be somewhere here. And pop this over to here, so now this is going to come over to here. Turn, 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 and turn. Now white and red. So it's all coming together nicely. Where's the white and red? I'm so close, I can feel it. Getting closer as I convert this purely into a supercube, a 5x5 supercube. Turn, 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 and up. So we keep going. Okay, so what we have is we've got this to come to here. Do I have the final two? And I do. So what's interesting is these two just need to be swapped, but here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if I can do this without having to Red Bull anything. I'm going to orchestrate an exchange, this to here and this to here. To do that with the last two edges, I bring this over to here. Now let me see. Yeah, okay, I think that'll work. Bring this over to here, and then do R, F-I, U, R-I, F, and plop it back. Okay, so these two are with each other at the same area, the same edge. They just have to be flipped, and this is fine over here. So the way that I'm going to do this now is these two have to exchange. Now, when I move this to here, this is going to bump this wrong one out of the way. That's what I want to do. So this will come here, this will come here, and everything should be fine. This should be flipped up to here, so this will be fine. This will bump this out of the way, it'll turn around, and then this will come over to here, and that'll be fine. So again, this is just 5x5 strategy. Move this into here, and then do R, F-I-U, R-I-F, and then this moves back, and shazam, this is all brought in. So everything has been reduced. All I have left to do now is let's just move these centers back into the proper orientation. And that's no problem. They've not been scrambled out from where they're supposed to be. I simply have to move them in, and these are all in here now. So really, to solve a 5x5 supercube, I've got the, first off, let's make sure the 3x3 supercube is all lined up, and we see that it is, so I don't have to retrace my steps. That would be a nightmare. So here's a green, green and orange. This simply comes up to here. Now, as a supercube, I've got to bring this down to meet it, then bring this up, and then plop it up like that. That way I don't mess up this. Okay, let's take this, move it down, and now coordinate it with the red. Move this twice, and up it goes. Okay, this green one with the white. Alright, so you see I'm getting my cross, and if there's no further complications with this puzzle, I think we're doing okay. It's just a 5x5 supercube. Let's just make sure there's no strange and bizarre parodies, but I don't really predict that there should be. Okay, and this looks fine here too. Okay, so this is where it needs to be. Now all I need to do is put the corners in. Any green corners I can use here? Nope, they're all up here. They're all just in the wrong place. Okay, here's the white and red. Turn, turn, turn. So I'm just doing a 3x3 solve. This has all come down to a reduced 3x3 solve. Red and yellow. Turn, turn. And finally this guy over here. Turn and up. Okay, so this is all in. This is all fine. I've got the first layer. Second layer, this guy goes from here to here. U, R. What I really like about this is you've not seen me do any new algorithms. No new algorithms, no new strategies. The same simple beginner's method all throughout this puzzle as you do it in separate parts. This comes to here. We're almost done, I think. Unless there's some complications at that last layer. Never underestimate or get too confident with a puzzle, because I've been fooled before. Turn, 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 and down. How are we doing on that second layer? Oop, this guy's got to be flipped. So this truly has no parity. Not just because it's a 5x5, but being a super 5x5, there's certainly no confusion. It's like double parity protection. Okay, this one's brought in. You can see how good the movement is with this last layer, and that's all I need to move now. No more getting into the centers with the edges. So there's my second layer. Third layer. Well, let's see what we have. We've got the L over here, so to get out of that, we do F, U, R, U, I, R, I, F, I. So now we've got all these. The way this is going to work is find the one that's correct. If none of them are correct, then just do R, U, R, I, U, R, 2U, R, I. One of them is going to work, not two. That's the good thing about this puzzle, is you're not going to get any parities with that. So this is in. We simply do SUNY to get all these in. R, U, R, I, U, R, 2U, R, I. And you can see now all of these edges are in. We just have corners. As tension builds, not right, not right, not right. So we just do U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, oops, U, I, L. Find one that's right, and it's this one. So now we do the same thing. U, R, U, I, L, I, turn, 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 and turn. Okay, one more should get them all where they're supposed to be. Maybe not oriented correctly. Turn and turn. Okay, all of them are where they're supposed to be, but none of them are oriented. So let's do that now. R, I, D, I, R, D. And you should be just moments away from seeing for the first time a solve of the real 5x5. I'm very tempted to corner cut for the sake of speed, but I'm not going to do that. D, R, I, D, I, R, D, R, I, D, I, R, D, D, I, R, D, and one more, R, I, D, I, R, D, R, I, D, I, R, D, R, I, D, I, R, D, and need I even say it? R, D, and done! So there it is. Just to be absolutely sure, let's go ahead and take a look at all of these. I've got all these greens over here, all these greens over here, good, good, and good. This is facing the yellow on this side, so I don't have to look at anything else. All of my blues are up over here, and this is facing the proper place over here. So there it is. The real 5x5 solved. A combination of a super 3x3, 1x1, and super 5x5. Literally 3 puzzles. Well, 2 functioning puzzles in one brought together with this. So we can now take this and return it back to its cage as the beast has been finally tamed. Put that back into there and placed over to here. I don't think we need the carrot. I don't think the beast needs to eat. The real 5x5, a brilliant puzzle designed by Carl Hoff, assembled and tumbled by Brandon Enright, and an excellent whole new concept of how to deal with and puzzles within puzzles. When you see structure and function, a combination of math and science and art come together, the only way that you can describe it is the emergent property of absolute beauty. So Carl, wherever you are, take a bow, and everyone watching this, please give a round of applause to Carl Hoff and Brandon Enright for such a brilliant puzzle. Anyway, thanks for watching.